Alright, friends, tonight I want to take you to the banks of Bagmati River in Kathmandu, to the ancient flame kissed steps of Pashupatinath Temple, one of the holiest shrines in all of Nepal. It's a place of sacred chants, smoke curling skyward, and the constant echo of death and rebirth. But if I told you there's something else there too, something alive, even after death, something that howls when the last flame dies down and follows you if you look back. They call it the howl beneath Pashupatinath. Let me paint it for you. Kathmandu at dusk, the smell of incense in the air, prayer wheels spinning, monks chanting Om Mani Padme Hum in hypnotic rhythm. The Pashupatinath Temple is centuries old, dedicated to Lord Shiva in his form as the Lord of Animals and the Underworld. Built in the 5th century, it overlooks the sacred Bagmati River, where pyres burn day and night, turning bodies into ash, into liberation. Locals believe that dying near Pashupatinath ensures moksha, that is, freedom from the cycle of rebirth. It's peaceful, poetic, but not everything that dies here stays gone. This story begins not with a scream, but with a whisper. Back in 2009, a traveler named Amit T, a Nepali American who had returned home after years abroad, visited the temple. He had heard stories growing up, but never believed them. On his second night in Kathmandu, he wandered near the ghats, the cremation platforms, after the final cremation of the evening. The priests had left, the fires were dying, and he was alone. Or so he thought. That's when he noticed a figure sitting perfectly still at the far end of the riverbank. A sadhu, one of the ascetics who lived near the temple, clasped in ash and saffron. The sadhu didn't speak at first. Then, without turning his head, he muttered, "Don't look back after you cross the bridge tonight." Amit, confused, asked what he meant. The sadhu's voice turned into a rasp. He said, "The one that howls follows those who see what they shouldn't. If you look back, it sees your eyes." And just like that, the sadhu stood, turned, and walked directly into the darkness behind the temple walls. Amit crossed the Arya Ghat bridge, which arches over the Bagmati, his sandals clapping against stone steps slippering with moss. Midway across, something hit him. Cold. Not just the chill of night, but the kind that grips your spine and squeezes. And then he heard it. He turned instinctively and immediately regretted it. On the far side of the cremation platform, standing upright in the glowing embers of a dying pyre, was something tall, slender, shrouded in black smoke. Its eyes, the only clear feature, a dull, glowing red, like dying coals. It didn't chase him. It didn't run. It just stood there, watching. And then it howled again. Amit broke into a sprint. Over the next week, Amit couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw that figure, smoldering. He started hearing howls at night. His health deteriorated. He became pale, withdrawn, almost fevered. Local priests told him he had seen the Bhairavi Rakshasa, a spirit cursed to remain in the cremation grounds. Others whispered of an Aghori gone mad, who had defied Shiva's rites and was condemned to wander, feeding on the energy of those who defile sacred spaces. Amit eventually left Nepal, but he never recovered his health. Now you might think this is just a one off coast tale, but wait till you hear how old these stories are. Nepali Hindu and Buddhist traditions both speak of pretas, the wandering dead, and vetalas, spirits who haunt cremation sites and charnel grounds. Ancient tantric texts describe spirits born from improper death rituals, those who die in anger, suicide, or whose rites are incomplete. And Pashupatinath, it's built on layers and layers of such deaths. Thousands of pyres have burned there over the centuries, many with no family left to perform final rites. Some souls are said to stay behind, stuck, hungry. And the howl? Well, it's been reported not just by locals, but temple guards, pilgrims, even a few foreign journalists. In 1997, the Rising Nepal newspaper ran a small column reporting a series of unexplained cries near Arya Ghat. BBC radio journalist, while recording a night feature on Kathmandu in 2006, captured distant howling sounds, though they attributed it to the dogs, the street dogs. A 2013 University of Kathmandu anthropology thesis compiled multiple oral testimonies from Sadhu residents claiming to have seen the flame walker, a being that appears in the last hour of night when no fires are burning. One temple assistant, interviewed anonymously, claimed it doesn't like to be seen. If you do, it waits for you, follows your scent like ash on your breath. Whether it's one spirit or many, nobody knows. But the howling, that hasn't stopped. There's one last story I heard from an old woman selling marigold garlands near the temple gates. She said there was once a priest's apprentice who challenged the legend. He mocked the howling, laughed at the stories. One night he stayed back after the last cremation, sat on the steps, waited, dared the spirit to appear. They say he did see something, and he returned the next day, changed, silent, shaved his head, stopped speaking altogether, and then, without a warning, he walked into the Bagmati River and disappeared, never resurfaced. Some say it was suicide, others say the howler took him. So if you ever visit Kathmandu and find yourself near Pashupatinath after sundown, don't stay too long by the cremation steps. Don't listen too closely to the wind, and for Shiva's sake, never look back when you cross the bridge. Because if you hear that long, low howl, it might already be too late.